Welcome, sports fans. Here we are once again. Welcome to Top Boss Syndicate Football Picks. We are entering week 8 of the NFL 2021 season, and this is the place where you come to double your bets with our best bets. And last week was our first loss for our best bet double up. We don't get too many losses, so this is a good opportunity for you guys to start over with me once again. We'll start with our seed bet, whatever number that is for you, whether it be 25 bucks, 50 or 100. It doesn't matter. It's all about how much you can afford to have fun with. These double ups come fast. Now, if you watch last week's episode, um, we had some indication that we might get a loss that week. And for myself, I cashed in at the right time and started over. Last week I only lost 200 bucks. Uh, that was that was my seed bet for last week to start over, and I lost. So I'll be starting over again this week with another 200. But up until I backed off, I was up to $4,400. So hopefully you did the same. I did advise you to proceed with caution. It definitely ended up working out. Um, if you watched last week's video, hopefully the most you lost was maybe a one double up, because I believe I said if you were into three, four, five double ups, don't risk it because it was very hard to find an edge last week. We got blown out on our best bet. We had a two-team money line parlay. We won one of them pretty good, and we got killed on the second one. So that was the one I was worried about. Carolina is susceptible to being exploited, and I just didn't think that the Giants were the team that would be able to do it. It's time to reevaluate Carolina. Obviously, they've got some problems. They looked really bad. So we're done making money off of them for until they can prove us otherwise. But I'm really liking the bets this week. I think it's a perfect week to start over. So join me. Let's have a good week. And everybody's on board now. Let's ride these double ups again for another 6 weeks. That would be awesome. And maybe we'll back out after that 6 weeks again, or if you're happy doubling up, if you make $800, $1,600, feel free to back off and start over. That's the nice thing about it, is starting over isn't so bad because it really doubles up fast. And we're talking doubling your money, folks. You can't do that uh, these days anywhere. Only here. So let's get right into week 8. Now, I do want to say that I really did like the Chargers, kind of at first this week, but they're playing the Patriots. I'm gonna have to back off of that one, and I advise you guys to. There's probably gonna be a lot of money on the Chargers, but years ago when Belichick was coaching for, I think it was the then Phoenix Cardinals, he had a really really bad team. But I made money every week betting on him and taking the points because his guys always play hard and they get better every week. And a losing record actually is beneficial to us if we're taking them. Okay, so New England, we made our money off of them early in the year this year because they have a very young team, and it was going to take them a while to get it together. Uh, they've had some really good games recently. They didn't not exactly come out winners, but they played really tough, and so we're laying off that game because he's got those young guys playing. You know what? They can block, they can tackle, and for Belichick, that's all you need to do. The quarterback's coming along. He's a pretty good quarterback. For the Patriots, no, Mac Jones. So he's coming along, and he strangely looks a lot like Brady, the way he plays. But anyway, so let's get right into our our best bet double up of the week. Now, this is going to be a 3-team money line parlay. At first, I was just thinking about taking the first team's going to be Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. And at first, I was thinking of just making the one bet right there, just them, with giving up the 4.5 points or whatever it is against New Orleans. Um, but I decided that New Orleans a little bit dangerous uh, at home in a divisional game. You have to be careful with these divisional games and backs against the wall kind of thing. I feel like the 4.5 points. I'm just not comfortable doing that this week with a double up bet. And I also don't want to not have that game on a double up bet. So that's the first team of our money line. We're going to take Tampa Bay minus 225 on the road at New Orleans. And here's our edge. If you've watched Jameis Winston over the years, if you've watched him this year, he is a very inaccurate passer. Now, it kind of worked for him in Tampa Bay because he had the kind of receivers that could make he's very inaccurate, so the catches for the receivers are very difficult. And in his past, he's had the receivers that could catch that ball no matter where he put it, pretty much. He doesn't have those receivers this week in New Orleans. They're gonna love when Michael Thomas comes back, but because he's that kind of receiver. But he doesn't have the receivers. If you watch the last game versus Seattle, I mean, every time he went deep, you just knew they weren't going to catch it. Those are difficult catches. They got to be pinpoint. Over the shoulder catches with a receiver on you, they don't have the kind of receivers that could get separation. So he's going to have to put it in the bread basket, or right in the receiver's hands, and that's just not him. So with that, facing a Tampa Bay secondary that's pretty decent. They're trying to run the ball. Tampa Bay's pretty good at stopping that. They're getting a lot of players back this week. It looks like. Looks like they're getting Pierre Paul back, Gronk back. So looks like, and a couple other players. So looks like they're going to be probably at full strength against a divisional team, and good protection for Brady. That always helps. So as bad as New Orleans looked against Seattle this last week, I think they're in for it. I don't know if this is going to be a blowout. I'm not saying that. I'm a little, it's why I don't want to give up the 4.5 points. But they're going to win it in the end. In the end, the last few minutes, we're going to have an offense that can just drive down the field if we need to. And we're going to have a defense that could probably stop New Orleans, even if they play um, prevent defense in the end. Okay, the second team on that is we're going to take Buffalo minus 900 against Miami. We don't need to talk about that too much. I like the fact, number one, again, situational football, folks. Buffalo lost last week to Tennessee. Um, That was, I think they're reeling a little bit from that loss. I think they feel like they let that one maybe get away, uh, or just weren't expecting that, and so they got something to prove again, which is nice for one of the best teams in football to have something to prove. But not only that, they're playing a divisional opponent. No big deal, but it is divisional, and they're at home. So all around there, I like that. It's minus 900, but we're just trying to pump up this parlay a little bit. The third team is Kansas City, minus 440 versus the Giants. Um, Again, I love taking Kansas City off of a loss, no matter where they go. Uh, they had a really bad game last week, but now they're at home. Giants coming to Kansas City. Giants had the big win last week. They're probably feeling pretty good. But I don't, and they're probably going to score some points because Kansas City can't stop anybody. But Kansas City, they don't like to look bad. I don't, and coming off a loss speaks for itself. Uh, they're going to be fine on offense. Um, I think the turnovers thing that they're dealing with, I mean, that just comes in streaks and that happens. There's nothing you can do about it. The guys that are turning over the ball, we've been watching play for years. They normally don't. So it's kind of a fluke thing going on. So that's our three-team money line parlay. And personally, I'm starting over, but I'm starting over at $200. So Buffalo minus 900, Tampa Bay minus 225, Kansas City minus 440. Now, I don't have any value bets this week. I'm kind of merging our long shot money line parlay with the value bets because um, we need to pump up the long shot a little bit. And so I'm combining, and it's time to win one. We don't expect these to win, um, but it's been 3, 4 weeks since we won one. So let's try to win one, and not get too greedy with the money. Let's just um, I wouldn't say the payout isn't huge. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to be putting a $15 uh, 6 team, 6 team money line parlay. $15 is going to pay $275. So here we go. We're going to be doing Kansas City minus 440 on the money line. We're going to be doing Tampa Bay, and in this instance, we're going to be giving up the 4.5 points. Tennessee, we're going to be taking 2.5 points, probably be 2 game time, whatever it is, take it. Jacksonville at Seattle, we're going to take the points there. I think Jacksonville could win the game outright, but I love the points there. Um, we'll have to sweat that one, but if we sweat that one, we could probably do it. We're going to be taking Buffalo minus 14 points. There's a chance of some drizzle and some rain there, but I don't think that's a problem. I think 14 points is kind of cheap, and they're at home. So what would it have been in Miami? So pretty close to that. So and then the final team is going to be Cincinnati minus 550. That's going to complete our 6-team money line long shot parlay, $15 for 275. Again, we're going to be betting I'm going to be betting $200 on the 3-team best bet double up. Buffalo money line, Tampa money line, Kansas City money line. Let's start over. We'll all be in the same boat this time. All you that have joined me every week. Uh, let's have some fun. Um, and let's start this thing over again. We got lots of weeks left, so let's start doubling up. Whatever you want to put on it, let's do it. I feel pretty good about the double ups this week. So knowing that, have confidence in your bets. All right, no guarantees, but we win way more than we lose here, folks. So, all right, everybody, ciao. Good luck. See you next week.